All right, mic on. I can see it doing its little thing. And I'm good to go. Weather Extra. I haven't done that in a while. Hey, I hope everybody had a very happy Thanksgiving. I was off Thursday and Friday, so it's good to be back. Hope you had a good time. Hope you had a great time with family. Hope you had all the food you want to eat. I ate way more than I should have. It was good. Went to Havoc game Thursday night. They came up a little short Thursday night, but then they came back and won last night. I was not at the game. Apparently, I'm the bad luck, I guess. But it's all good. It was fun. Good times. Waking up this morning cold. Oh, by the way, Burr. Crazy, though, is that we're actually a little warmer this morning than we were yesterday at this time. And we're in the process of getting what we call like a little warm air advection in here. Like, we actually have a chance to hit 50s today, which I know a lot of you are like, that's not really warm. But compared to 40s where we were yesterday, it's an improvement. In the shoals right now, we're squeezing out probably as much sunshine as we're going to get all day long. It's 37 degrees in the shoals, and most locations waking up this morning were in the 30s. There were a few 20s mixed in, but that was quickly erased once the sun popped. And sunrise was just after 6:30 a.m., and now we're in the 30s and even a 40 in Meridianville. So we have a better chance to get to 50 today. It's going to come with clouds, though. Even though you got some sunshine this morning, the clouds will win out and eventually become overcast. And it'll be a breezy day, too, with winds out of the south-southeast. For those of you who aren't big fans of like late sunsets when it gets dark so early, some good news is that our sunset today is at 4:35 p.m. It will stay at 4:35 p.m., at least in Huntsville, until December 11th, and then it starts going up to like 4:36, 4:37, 4:38, 4:39, and next you know, by January like 10th, it's back to 5 p.m. And then somebody at home listening to me say that says, but wait a minute, the days overall still darker, longer as we go into the rest of the month until we get to the winter solstice. And you would be correct. But it's the sunrise that actually changes its time for the next month, not the sunset. The sunset only gets better for us. So, anywho, that's a little family at the water jug thing, talking to everybody. You're at the table, you bring it up. Topic of conversation that's not too harmful to start fights. There's your satellite and radar. Big national news kind of storm. It's moving through the Midwest. Snow on the north side, rain on the, quote, south side. And you can see that rain extends all the way from KC down to Shreveport, Louisiana, to Dallas, Texas. And it's advancing closer to the area. Now, we got clouds building in here today. I kept the rain holding off until like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Northwest Alabama, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, Huntsville. It's just rain. It's not severe weather. And then it moves east and will affect Sand Mountain, Lookout Mountain by like 9. Obviously a big game today between Auburn and Alabama, the Iron Bowl. And it kicks off at 6:30. And by the time the rain gets to the plains, the game should just about be in the third or fourth quarter. But we'll see how it goes with timing and kind of impacts. But it's a big system. It's huge. And it will move its way to the East Coast tomorrow. So if you are watching this and you're wondering about flying in to Huntsville, say, and you're flying in from other parts of the United States, it's not so much that the weather here in Huntsville will be adverse, because once we get through this rainfall, tomorrow doesn't look so bad. But other major hubs up and down the East Coast that are major connecting hubs, like LaGuardia, Newark, Dulles, Charlotte, maybe even Pittsburgh. That's a big Delta one. So anyway, locally our weather does have some rain tonight with an impact, but driving from point A to point B, especially if you do it during the day tomorrow, should be just fine. So for today, I put increasing clouds. There's your sunset for Huntsville, 52, gusty winds, 25. Weekend forecast, whatever rain we have tonight's out of here really early Sunday morning. When I'm on air you tomorrow, I'll probably be tracking the tail end of it, moving from west to east, and it'll cross the Georgia state line and then out of here. And then the clouds will be really tough to budge. I think it stays like mid 40s all day, north wind 10 miles an hour, and it will feel really, really cool and not so great. Temperatures themselves hardly move during the day on Sunday. Then you think that's the last chance of rain? Nope. There's more coming. Monday night into Tuesday, that rainfall looks like it will be mainly at night. Once again, it'll be a very chilly rain too. I was at the hockey game the other day, and I think it was Thursday night. Steven, a friend of mine, says, I heard it's supposed to snow Monday night and Tuesday. I don't think so. I'm sure somebody put that on their page for clickbait, but maybe a cold rain. And if you drive north of Nashville, you might get into some snow. But good news is when the rain comes in Monday night to Tuesday morning, those of you who have plans to go to the Huntsville Christmas Parade, the Mix 96.9 Christmas Parade. I think it's the 11th annual Mix 96.9 Christmas Parade. It'll be another cold parade. I think I've been here. This is my fourth one, I think. I don't even know anymore. I was here for 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, this is my fourth one. And I will be in the parade once again. And we have a WAFF 48 float, and we walk around it. Eric Burke and I try to say hi to as many people as we can. And every parade I've gone to has been cold. So why would this one be any different? I was concerned that it was going to be wet and cold. That does not look like the case. It looks like it's just going to be cloudy and cold because the rain will be out in time. But, yeah. Chilly. It's supposed to be cold. It's December. Remember, December starts on the 1st, like on Monday. Like, we're going to flip the calendar from Thanksgiving to December real fast because of a late Thanksgiving, which means Christmas usually jumps on you quicker. You have less shopping days in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then once the system's out Monday and Tuesday, the parade happens, everybody's happy, we're in the spirit of things. Wednesday and Thursday is dry, chilly, 40s to 50, and then more rain Friday and then the following weekend. And got to iron that out time-wise. It's not going to rain the entire time, but there'll be frontal boundaries moving through. It takes the temperature down Saturday and then takes the temperature back down next Monday. But the overall, what to take from that 10-day forecast is, one, multiple opportunities for rain in the 10 days. Two, the temperatures for the entire 10-day forecast, which takes you all the way into December now, is below average by day and chilly at night, though not terribly cold, at least most of the nights, just because you have cloud cover, and cloud cover acts like a blanket. But the overall trend is to stay chilly for the first, week of December. And we talked about that actually in the beginning of November, was that it looked like the end of the month would be really warm until like maybe the last couple of days. We have that. And then we would take that chilly air right into the beginning of December. This is just overall looking at the bigger picture. This wasn't even like, I'm not fine-tuning a forecast on November 5th for December 5th. But overall picture, like 30-day outlook, was to warm up and then bring it down and then stay down in the beginning of December, and that's where we're at now. Some of the forecast models actually bring it back up as we go into the middle and the end of December, but we'll see how that plays out. But certainly a chilly forecast there, no doubt about it. Hey, Brett, good morning, my friend. This is getting chilly. It is getting chilly. Still going to play 18 today, my friend. You could get out there. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be cold, though, in terms of that breeze. Once the clouds move in and the sun goes away and it's overcast, and it's, even though if we hit 51 or 52, the wind's going to be gusting up to 25 and be out there trying to play golf. Chilly stuff. Chilly stuff for sure. But I don't have any of that S word in the forecast. Snow. So everybody have a fantastic day today. I do believe Jade is in tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Jade is in Sunday night. We'll have you covered. We'll keep you updated on the forecast. Obviously a big college football weekend. If those of you, I'm like a really big fan of the Egg Bowl. I have some ties to the Egg Bowl. But watched that yesterday. And then today, obviously, the big game, the Iron Bowl tonight. And I do not have affiliation with any team that's involved in it, either Auburn or Alabama. I just hope for a good game. And it seems like every year it's very entertaining, for sure. And certainly a lot at stake for both teams. Auburn trying to get a win to be bowl eligible. Alabama trying to get to the college playoff. Both teams want to beat the other one badly. I want to just see a good game because I'm going to an Iron Bowl party, and I'm just going to stuff my face with a ton of food and enjoy the game. I can't wait to go. And that's what I'm going to do. Hi, Vacation Valerie. Good to see you on. Brett says, all my buddies in PA had to pack up the clubs for the season. Yeah, a little late in the season for them to play golf up there, right? You can sneak away a couple of days here and there down in beautiful Tennessee Valley for some golf, right? I know Eric Burke. Eric Burke is a very good golfer. And he gets out there, like, you know, he has a threshold where he won't play, I'm sure. But, I mean, you can still do it. I was driving by, where was that the other day? I think it was not the day of the storms, but this before that. I was driving up Pulaski Pike, and that golf course is over by Pulaski and Oakwood. I forget the name of it. But it was packed. Like, it was crazy packed. So, Steven says, War Eagle. And what is the state truly 50-50 on this? Like, I don't really know. I just root for both teams. I think they're both great. And I just want to see the best game possible. That's all I want to see. I was on the hook. I think, where was I there? I was somewhere. I was at the Havoc game. And all these people come to me, talking to me about the Iron Bowl. And I'm like, I care about the two teams. I want to see them play well, but I am not affiliated with either one. I love them both. They're great. And asking me, like, what do you take? Who are you rooting for on Saturday? And at first I was like, Saturday. I'm like, who's? Oh yeah, Auburn. And I'm a big football fan. I love football. But I'm just excited to see the game. I'm excited to see one thing I don't know. That freshman that played the quarterback for Alabama that played against Mercer. I know they played him because of redshirt issues, but I don't know. He seemed fast. He seemed good. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like Arnold who can throw the ball. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Always entertaining game. Something up the sleeve of something very miraculous to happen towards the end of the game, like it always seems to happen, right? Just anarchy. War Eagle. I see a lot of War Eagle. Brett says, let's go sports ball. You know what that reminds me of, what you just said? Have you ever seen the Meghan Trainor commercial with Patrick Mahomes? It's for an insurance company. It's like, get a trainer. It's like, but Meghan Trainor. It's just so funny. The best part about that is, this is Patrick Mahomes. He does sports. I just think it's the funniest thing. Then she's dancing at the end, and she's like, why is nobody clapping? It just cracks me up. That's what that reminds me of. Let's go sports ball. That's what that reminds me of. The best part is when she's like, this is Patrick, everybody. He does sports. And you see there's actually a football player behind her, and he starts clapping. It's the funniest commercial. It gets me all choked up how funny it is. But anyway, Let's Go Sports Ball reminds me of that. And I don't know. I mean, like up in New England where I'm from, we don't really have quite that college passion kind of thing. It's more about like pro sports, like Patriots, Giants, Jets, they're all big. When I worked in Illinois, it wasn't really like a college thing. We had Bradley University there, but I mean, they weren't really a powerhouse at football. I don't think they played football. I think it was just basketball they played. There wasn't really any big sports teams there. And then when I was in Wyoming, we followed the Pokes. Yep. Wyoming Cowboy football. A guy named Josh Allen played there. He's pretty good. And go up to that field and watch the games in Laramie. It's like another world. But anyway, good. They were competitive. But I wouldn't really, I mean, the rival was like Colorado State. It wasn't like the Iron Bowl. But it had a name. I forget the name of it. But Colorado State Rams and the Wyoming Cowboys. They called it the Border War. The Border Game, that's what it was, the Border War or something like that. What's funny is there's no borders inside the state of the United States. There's only borders outside of the United States. So like your border in Canada. Like if you say Tennessee borders Alabama, that's not correct. That's the state line, technically. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other places that I may have lived. Definitely when I worked in New York City, there was no college affiliation for football. So I guess this is like the true college football rivalry kind of thing. So I think it's kind of cool. We sure don't. Closest one to me was Penn State. Yeah, Penn State. Well, in Pennsylvania, yeah. I mean, Penn State and Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan playing today. That's always just a nasty game, no matter what. Ohio State beats everybody, but they can't beat Michigan. It's wild. Very weird. But yeah, there's a good one for you. That's another one. Doesn't Villanova football have some passionate rivalry? I'm joking. I don't know. Georgetown? Villanova, Georgetown football? I know. Mark it on the calendar the day they play. I'm being sarcastic. If anybody knows those two teams. They're very good at basketball. Well, they used to be. Georgetown's not good at basketball anymore. Brett says, and the Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers. You remember, I'm a Titans fan. The Steelers and Titans used to be in the same division long, long time ago in a distant, far planet away. And I didn't care for the Steelers very much back then. Now, they play with the Ravens and Bengals and Cleveland. They can all beat each other up. We just have to try to take out the Texans, Jaguars, and the Colts. But yeah, football anyway. I wrote on my page yesterday, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be thankful, watch a parade, eat a lot of food, watch football, go to a Havoc game. Easy peasy for the weekend. Unless you got to get some shopping done. Oh, and one thing too. If you have not put your lights up outside yet, I would be shocked, because most people do. I know there's traditionalists out there that say after Thanksgiving. But I drive around Huntsville, and there are lights everywhere right now. And the Tinsel Trail kicked off last night, which is pretty cool, the night before. Last night. And anyway, if you try to put some decorations up today, even though the rain holds off until tonight, please be careful because it's a little breezy. Going up on a ladder, winds gust 20, 25 miles per hour. I want you to be safe. And this is calling out Eric Burke right here because he told me he was going to try to put some lights up this weekend. Tomorrow, probably a little better for it. And then Monday, if you have to go back to work, it doesn't matter. But, yeah. And if you don't get the lights up this weekend and you try to put it off to next weekend, at that point, you would have, if you take them down for Christmas, I mean, this gets serious. I'm telling you, Christmas is going to jump on you fast this year. So if you don't do it this weekend and you wait till next weekend and you take them down on Christmas Day, like some people do, you get to enjoy them for 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. That's it. It's going to happen fast. Vacation Valerie says it is a bit crazy. It can be. I was going to say basketball for them. As long as the Cowboys lose, I think everyone's happy. I know a Cowboy fan. I know. I'm sorry to admit this. But they did beat I don't know. I don't know if I dislike the Chiefs or the Cowboys more. I haven't really figured it out yet. So when I was watching that game the other day, I was like, who do I want to see not make the playoffs this year? It was like a no-lose situation for me yesterday. See, when you're a Titans fan, you're out of it in week 7, so it's all good. Vacation Valerie's got her lights up. No, I don't have my lights up yet. And no ladders. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of ladders either, Vacation Valerie. That's why we get along so well. I'm not jumping up on that ladder. I'm going on the roof. I'll put candles in the window, and I'm good to go. I know, Purdy, good to see you on. Good morning to you. Happy Saturday. Hanging out on Weather Extra. Try to keep it going until about 8:45. I'm almost at that point now. Vacation Valerie says, I hate the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. Yeah, that was I didn't get to watch the whole game because I went to see the Havoc play. But I was keeping track of the score, though. Donna Oliver, good morning to you. Good morning, D.O. from PC. Always a pleasure. Speaking of football, let me tie this into a very different element of the holiday season. For those of you who are fans of Hallmark and watch those movies that I just think are the best ever. Cheesy? Can you predict the endings? Yeah. Whatever. It's fun. Anyway, they did a Chiefs Kingdom one last year, whatever that is. But they did a Bills one this year, which I thought was cool. I'm still waiting for the Titans one. I don't think they're going to do a Titans one, but I'm only going to do teams that win. But it was pretty cool. Did Chiefs last year. Of course, Hallmark is their home city is Kansas City, so that's why they did the Chiefs. And then a lot of people were like, hey, if you're going to do the Chiefs, can you do one for the Bills too? And they did. All right. Vacation Valley. Now it's the Chiefs. Ask the way. All the way Chiefs. All the way Chiefs. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough for them to make playoffs this year, though. They're like 3 games out of first and then like 2 games out of the wild card with like 4 or 5 left. I don't know. If anybody can do it, it's Patrick Mahomes. But I don't know. It's weird. It would be weird to have the playoffs without the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I don't know what I would do with myself. It's kind of strange. I know the Titans ain't going to be there. If the Titans win 2 games this year, I'll be shocked. They're 1-10 now? 7 left? 6 left? 5 left. 1-10. And I don't know. They might beat the Saints, maybe? Kind of want them to lose all the games and get another first-round pick. Number 1 overall pick. That would be great. Brett says, I enjoy these better than the regular forecast. I enjoy the personal talk. Well, I appreciate that. You know, Brett, back in the day, I used to do these like Facebook Lives when I worked in Providence, and they ended up taking like a whole different element to themselves. It was crazy. It was wild. I think we had more people watch the Facebook Live than our newscast. And then I had coffee time, and I did coffee time, talk amongst yourselves on my page, and had a really good following on it. It was awesome. So good that we decided to transform it to like Weather Extra, and move it to the 48 page and have everybody be involved in it. And it's a great conversation piece, but the eyeballs and stuff not quite like they were when it was on page. It was a little bit more personal. But I try to keep it personal and try to hang out and talk with you. When we have like strong storms in the forecast or relatively important weather, I always gear it more towards weather instead of personal talk, but I always throw in some personal talk. But I also am here to ask questions or answer questions, sometimes ask questions too. Like the time we had that earthquake in Atlanta, Georgia area, and I was asking Tegan questions about it because she was here letting me know about it. I was like, I need to find out what's going on. Excuse me. But I'll always stay in here and ask questions, answer questions about storms and whatever, and that's what I'm here for. I do appreciate that, though, my friend. I'll put a like to that. It's good stuff. Vacation guy. The Bills one. You know what? The Bills one isn't quite as eccentric as the Chiefs one was about the team. It's a very more underlying Bills thing. There's more story about other things than just the Bills on that one. Whereas the Chiefs one is like all about the Chiefs. And it has Tyler Hines in it. And he's always like one of my favorite ones on there. He does a good job. So, Vacation Valerie says, yes, I know no Chiefs would be sad. It's just weird. You know, I mean, I'm sure back in the late 70s and early 80s, if the Cowboys and the Steelers weren't in the playoffs, speaking of Steeler fans with Brett, that was weird, right? The 49ers in the mid to late 80s, they were like a dynasty. Bill Walsh, run and shoot. No, that wasn't the run and shoot. They were West Coast. Run and shoot was the Houston Oilers. But whatever, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, you get so used to seeing the same teams in the Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills. What was it, 3 times in a row? It was like 90, 91, 92 or something like that, and they lost all 3. Scott Norwood, wide right. Remember that? Yeah. So, I mean, you get used to seeing the same teams in the playoffs, and when you don't have that team in the playoffs anymore, it's weird. You know? 'Tis all good. 'Tis all good. Yeah, Vacation Valley, I kind of miss coffee time, too. Maybe I can't do 2 of these in the morning. It'd just be stupid. But, yeah, it definitely had a bit more of a presence before. Dolores, all the best. Happy holidays to you. I appreciate that so much. It's so sweet of you. Hope you had a very good Thanksgiving. Very thankful Thanksgiving, right? Dio, I appreciate that, but I think you're the best. Dio from PC is in the house. And I always appreciate it. In fact, and not just me personally, but all meteorologists here always love talking with you. And we appreciate your involvement with the 48 page and our personal pages too, which is very kind of you. And we're very fortunate that you choose 48 for your weather information. And we appreciate that, Dio from PC. So we think you're the best. Brett, Troy Polamalu. Yeah, more hair than I'm ever going to have in my life. He was sick, though. Think about that. What about that one play he did where he jumped over the line and sacked the quarterback on a quarterback sneak? Remember that play? It's pretty sick. Yeah, he owned the Titans, but it was the Oilers back then. I think we were transitioning. Where did we move? We moved in like 91, played in Memphis. Yeah, it's a little bit about Palomar time. Vacation Valerie, as it should be all about the Chiefs. Yeah. It was weird. The second one wasn't quite the same, but the Bills one is not as much about the team. Well, I mean, it is. They have some cameos from some of the ex-players, like Andre Reed's in there and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know. It just seemed like it was more wide-scoped. Talking about Hallmark movies, for those of you who don't know, coming on late. The bus, Jerome Bettis. He had the best. One time I had him in fantasy football. He had 3 yards on 3 carries and 3 touchdowns. And because the touchdowns have such a heavy weight in fantasy football, that I won that week because I had Jerome Bettis played. And I had like my backup running back. Gosh, I forget who it was. My backup running back had like 120 yards on like 12 carries, but he didn't score any touchdowns. So Jerome Bettis' line of 3, 3, and 3 was way more points than 120, with a couple catches, I might add, too. That's what I remember. That's what I remember most about Jerome Bettis. He won me that 1 week. That was towards the tail end of his career, too. So, still was good, though. I appreciate that, Vacation Valerie. And thank you, D.O. And on that note, I'm going to bust a move. I got some things to do. I got to do like errand stuff before the Iron Bowl today. Like oil change in truck. Yay. Got to pick up food for a party. Yay. Got to get a flu shot. This is not a very exciting day for Jeff. I hope your day is much more exciting than mine. And have a fantastic afternoon. A little cool, yes, but if the rain holds off until tonight, like I'm forecasting, it should be an okay day if you're going to be out and about. And a lot of cool temperatures from now until the beginning of December through the first week. And a lot of you back when it was really warm said to me, I want cooler temperatures. And then some of those same people were telling me, it's too cold all at once, I want warm temperatures. Yep. Welcome to December, almost. The consistency of the cooler air is what becomes more of the headline as you move into December, January, and February in the Tennessee Valley. Because you can still pop a warm day, but it's just you're consistently cooler than you are warm. And that's the pattern that we'll probably be in until we get to spring, right? All right. Have a good day, everybody. Good talk. See you soon.